here is game number 3, and in this game I want to talk a little bit about whether or not the game really lives up to what is being advertised. Quickly here you'll see the blue team scores, and that's not good because I'm on the orange team. I'm the yellow guy in the middle of the fracas there, and there is a lot more happening. That's because this match is a 3v3 match. I don't want to say that it's the way the game is meant to be played necessarily, but that is how I feel. I do think that the game sort of advertises and is actually more fun when you've got about 3 cars per team on the field here. Going up to 4 does get a little bit chaotic. With just 3, I can play something in the middle and hopefully somebody's there to shoot it. That's what's happening here. I was able to play it off of the corner there and into the middle, and then hopefully, if I'm good, I'm passing it directly to my teammate. If I'm lucky, I'm passing it into the middle, and my teammate is just already there. I'm hoping to get lucky on most of these. I got blocked there on my attempted pass into the middle over to Sharks. Got blocked out. Now we're playing up on the sides, trying to get it swinging our way instead of theirs, but to no avail. The ball is going to go in front of the goal, but nobody's quite there in position to knock it in. Book was playing a little bit too far back to score that goal, being a bit safe so that they wouldn't give up one like they almost did. Oh, and I almost scored. I came flying in pretty hot there. That's kind of the thing I like to do. It's a lot of fun. It's not, speaking from a team-centric perspective, maybe not the best thing to be doing. I'm sure my coach, if I had one, wouldn't be too happy with me missing that. But then I reverse for about 300 meters, and I hit it with my butt down towards the goal. I'm setting it up on the wall. It's going to drop in front of the goal. I'm going to try and tap it in. Yes! I got it. Sometimes you do feel like you know what you're doing. A lot of times you don't. There are definitely entire games where I feel like I was just off. And then sometimes, it's just a spark or two that really turns the game into something exciting and something where you feel like maybe you're getting the hang of it. So there I was able to tap it up, keep it out of reach, but I didn't really accomplish a whole lot. So there's plenty of trial and error in this game, and if you're okay with trial and error, this is definitely something that you can take the time and get better at. I've certainly seen myself improve in the couple of days that I've been playing the game, and I would expect that I'm nothing special. So let's look at first what is really valuable about this game. A lot of the things we've been talking about up to this point would fall into that category, things like the local multiplayer and that. Moreover, the download time on the game is not bad. It was a less than 2 gigabyte download. It took just a little while. I was able to get into the game and start enjoying. I would almost say that the download was as well paced as the game is. The price as well is just about right. With local multiplayer, something that I can play with people who are in my house, something that I do really value. I think that alone is worth about $10 of the $20 that it costs for the full retail price of the game. I would without it, I would want to spend about $10 less, and with it, I'm very happy at $20. The game has a little bit of everything, and for $20, that's a good deal. These are the sorts of games that are usually priced at $30 or $40 when they're this well built. And that was a nice shot. Both of them made us sad. Anyway, the depth of customization in terms of the vehicles, the unlockables, is a really nice touch. So far, after playing for a couple of days, I haven't run out of new things to unlock. When I do, and I expect that I will, I would be curious how I feel then, although I don't think that it would change my feeling that there is a lot of content in the game here. And a boost, I was able to take the ball down and guide it real gently into their goal, and tie things up with about 15 seconds left in the match. This is one of those matches that really kind of all happens at the end. The front side, there wasn't a lot of goals, but now suddenly things are a lot tighter. The clock runs out. We go into overtime at 3. Sharks was smart. Sharks stayed back on defense to help the team. The rest of us jumped up there and messed up. I'm going to come in. I'm going to knock it down. Oh, I'm excited right now. And I get knocked. So I'm not very happy. But I'm able to get into position. I'm able to catch my pass. I'm able to knock it in for the win. A 3v3 match, there are still those times when you're just going to pass it down to yourself and take it in. But absolutely, there are plenty of opportunities to pass it, to bounce it off of a wall to where your teammates are and help them. The team aspects in this game are strong. They are exciting. It is a lot of fun. The competition and the challenge are very well balanced. Now, with that being said, there are some major issues. I'm going to fly around the field a little bit here while I discuss them. I wouldn't consider it a major issue. You can see a little bit more in this stadium where, as I was saying in the second video, it's a little bit repetitive. It says Rocket League kind of everywhere. They don't really need to do that. They could, and I stress could, advertise or do something with that game space that right now just feels a little bit empty. So here's a car. It's not very customized, kind of boring. I can't see this car. There's me with my English flag and my halo. Bright color, but still, not the most exciting. The more you unlock, the more outstanding you can appear, but you don't really get anything out of it. It's aesthetic. The lack of RPG elements is something that, for me, as someone who enjoys an RPG, I miss, but I can understand how somebody who doesn't play a lot of RPGs would say that it's not really welcome in this setting. I'm against that. I think that having car stats, having something that I can build over time or increase or make better would be nice, but I certainly would have to concede that there are balance issues to be discussed in any sort of consideration like that. Unbalancing the game from what it is now would take a lot away. As it is right now, you can very much get the game, download it quickly, jump in, and have 10 minutes of immediate fun. That's about how long the games take. They're colorful, they're fast, they're pretty, so it's got a lot going for it. And when I say that there are some problems and that there are some things that are lacking, well, really, they're things that are lacking from the polish side of things. These aren't things that the game needs, they're things that the game would be better with. Specifically, the menus, they're noisy, especially if you've got more than one person with that local multiplayer changing their car around. It's just constant revs, the noise of drills, and it's not pleasant. It's a cacophony of unpleasantness. The sort of thing that, with a little bit of polish, maybe they could have made better. Maybe make it a smaller sound, a lighter sound, a more pleasant sound, or just make it happen less frequently. So small elements like that, I would say that the game still has some rough edges, but all in all, it's a beautiful piece. Until you get into a match which lags, and there are absolutely matches that lag. The game is unplayable. It's a little bit late in terms of talking about the game to suddenly bring up something that makes it unplayable. Maybe I'm not making the best decision to bring this up towards the end, but I really don't want to emphasize it too much. It happens. When it happens, you can leave and join a different match, and some matches are going to be okay. Some matches are going to be just awful. At a 200 ping, you basically can't do anything. At a 600 or 700 ping, it's comical. And not in the happy fun kind of way, more in the tragic comedy sort of way. Um, I don't know that this lag is coming from individual hosts' connections or if it's a server side thing versus a client side thing. What I do know is that when I'm in a game that lags, I have no fun, and I just want to leave. I'm not somebody who likes to quit. As far as I can tell, the game doesn't have any penalty for desertion. I haven't seen one because I try not to ever leave a game, but um, I would say one thing: the game needs to have no penalty for desertion. I don't believe that it does, and that I believe that because so many games are so bad for connection that you need to leave. When you're in a game that's connected so poorly, you need to leave. You need to not play that game because it's going to make your entire opinion of Rocket League diminish. Now, with all that being said, and it is very serious, most games that I've gotten into, and I stress most, as maybe 60, 70% of games that I've been in have not lagged. Not terribly in any case, and some that do lag for very short amounts of time. It might lag for the first minute or so, and it might lag for just a few seconds, sort of choppy lag. Um, that you can usually get through, and the game will catch up. But there are definitely matches where you just suddenly can't play the game anymore, and having to quit a match really bothers me. Um, so there are definitely things in this game that could do with some improvement. But all in all, I would say that this game is worth $20 if you have somebody in your household who could play it with you, or if you have a friend who's playing it a lot. Um, with any game at all that you can play multiplayer is worth more if you have someone to play that with. If you have a multiplayer partner, the fact that this one's local means that that's an easier thing to come by. And if you have someone like that who wants to play the game with you, go halvesies on it. If you each pay 10, this game is an immense value. On the other hand, if it is just something that your friends aren't really into, or you don't know anybody who wants to play this sort of game, and you want to play it yourself because you like it, no rush is what I would say to that. Because the game doesn't have the steep learning curve in terms of controls, while it does have a learning curve in terms of strategy, it doesn't have it for controls, and because of that, you can download the game quick. You can start playing it. You can pick it up, and you can be effective. You can do stuff. You can score goals. You can pass it to people. You can play, from goal. You can zoom out and hit the ball as hard as you can. You can do all that stuff after just a couple of minutes with a tutorial. So, at that sort of thinking, maybe you want to wait till it's $15 or so. Let it get on sale once, and then snatch it up. But for anything less than 15, this game is being given away. It's actually something where I feel, for once, the price is right, and it's not a free to play. It's you pay for it, and that's a case where they owe you something. As soon as you pay them, they owe you. Rocket League, in my opinion, delivers.